Hatabilico is based at the foot of Mount Rumelo, which is the highest mountain in East Timor, at 3,000 metres. As you can see, the weather is often cold and misty, just like the Blue Mountains. 90% of East Timorese people are subsistence farmers, and particularly in Hatabilico. It's the food bowl of East Timor to a great extent. The traditional houses are made of mud with a thatched roof, and then there's the Pico housing. This particular one is Pico, and it's bamboo that's been cut in a particular way. It's very strong. The Pico housing often has a mud brick base. At the time of the referendum, many buildings were destroyed all over East Timor, something like 90% of buildings, and that included even in areas such as Hatabilico. Corn is one of the crops that are grown, and then it's stored in these traditional building raised slightly above the ground. And it is milled for a whole range of purposes, such as meal and flour, and the base of many of the basic food that people eat. It's done very much by hand, as you can see with Manalili here grinding it up. The traditional market is held on Saturdays and Wednesdays, and people come from all over the sub-district to display and sell and exchange their wares. Families will walk for several hours to bring their food that they've grown to the markets. Blue Mountains has a friendship relationship with Hatabilico, and the local people have identified two main things that they're keen to progress in this area. One is education and the other is health and training. One of the main things that we're focusing on that's been identified by local people is scholarships for young people. In the area there are a large number of primary schools and then 2 junior secondary schools. Young people walk a long way to attend the junior secondary schools and then have to leave the area to go to senior secondary school. One of the programs that we're raising funds for is to fund scholarships for families so that their children can go to school. The children and families are identified by the local committee. We also raise money for scholarships for young people to go to university in Dili. Isolation, the lack of money in the area has meant that very few young people have had the opportunity to go to university in Dili. It's made a tremendous difference for Blue Mountains to be able to provide scholarships for young people to go to university. There are young people now doing computer studies, management studies, agricultural studies, economics. All of these will make a tremendous difference to the sub-district of Hatabilico in the longer term. There's also young people who are doing teaching and health. This is one of 2 clinics in the sub-district of Hatabilico, which has a population of about 12,000 people. It also operates by solar power, which can be quite a challenge in an area as misty as this.
Dispensary, pharmacia, maternity, yes. Birth. Do women give birth here?
Have baby?
Have baby? Can you say that?
Baby finished in home.
Yes.
Come here.
After, yes.
What is your mother's name?
One of the main things that people in Hatabilico have identified they want are things that build their capacity. So they're things like English classes, computer classes, things that enable them to operate in the modern world.
You have 5 sisters and 3 brothers, is that right? Yes. Annabella, do you have a sister? Not. She's 8. No.
We work very much community to community. We work with local people who we know and trust. Alandus de Jesus Morta is one of the community representatives. We also work with the sub-district administrator, Domingos Lopez, and the local parish priest, Father Adrian, Ole and Manalili. We know that the funds that we raise go directly to the people of Hartabiliko and have an impact directly for the people of Hartabiliko because of our relationships with these key people and because we visit regularly and talk to people about the sorts of things that are going to make the biggest difference.
So that make me feeling also why our sisters is working very hard for East Timor. So for me, the sisters is very important for my organization and for my women, for my students and for my country. If you not have, I think, if you not support my program, I think so APCTL, I don't know where we can go. So very thank you for the sisters. I hope so that, I want to say that thank you very much and then strengthen our relationship. So